Welcome back to our journey through Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. We've covered 3 books so far. In Book 1, Marcus expressed gratitude for those who shaped him. In Book 2, he confronted mortality and urged himself to live with urgency. In Book 3, he challenged himself to stop wasting time and focus on what truly matters. Book 4 takes a different approach. It's about finding peace within yourself. Marcus talks about retreat, but not the kind where you run away to a quiet place. He means retreat into your own mind, into your own soul, because no matter what chaos surrounds you, you can always find tranquility there. This book is about perspective, about understanding your place in the vast universe, about recognizing that external things cannot truly harm you, about finding freedom in acceptance. Book 4 is philosophical and introspective. It's Marcus reminding himself that peace is always available, right now, if he looks in the right place. Let's begin. Book 4 of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Section 1. That which rules within, when it is according to nature, is so related to what happens that it can always easily adapt itself to what is possible and granted, for it requires no particular material, but it moves towards its purpose under certain conditions. And it makes a material for itself out of whatever opposes it, as fire lays hold of what falls into it. A small light would have been extinguished, but a bright fire soon appropriates to itself whatever is thrown upon it, and consumes it all, and rises higher by means of this very material. Your ruling mind, when it's functioning according to nature, can adapt to anything. It doesn't require specific conditions to be at peace. It can work with whatever it's given. It can adjust to whatever happens. It's like fire. If you throw something into a small flame, you might extinguish it. But if you throw something into a strong fire, the fire consumes it and grows stronger. A well-trained mind is like that strong fire. Whatever obstacles come its way, whatever difficulties arise, the mind uses them as fuel. It turns impediments into opportunities. It grows stronger through challenges. This is the Stoic principle. The obstacle is the way. What stands in your path can become your path. What tries to harm you can make you better, if you use it correctly. Your mind has this power. It can transform anything that happens into something useful. Loss into a lesson, pain into strength, failure into growth. The question is your mind trained enough? Is your inner fire strong enough to consume what life throws at you? Or will you be extinguished by the first difficulty? Train your mind, make it strong, then nothing can defeat you. Everything becomes fuel. Section 2. Let no act be done without purpose, nor otherwise than according to the perfect principles of art. Don't act randomly. Don't act carelessly. Every action should have a purpose, and should be done according to the best principles you know. If you're going to do something, do it with intention. Do it well. Do it according to the art of living, which is virtue. This applies to everything. How you speak, how you work, how you treat people, how you spend your time. Don't just go through the motions. Don't just react. Choose your actions deliberately and execute them with skill. This is the difference between living and merely existing, between being awake and being asleep, between being human and being an animal driven by instinct. You have reason. Use it. Direct your actions. Make them purposeful and excellent. Section 3. Men seek retreats for themselves, houses in the country, seashores, and mountains. And you too are accustomed to desire such things very much. But this is altogether a mark of the most common sort of men, for it is in your power whenever you choose to retire into yourself. For nowhere, either with more quiet or more freedom from trouble, does a man retire than into his own soul, particularly when he has within him such thoughts that by looking into them, he is immediately in perfect tranquility. And I affirm that tranquility is nothing else than the good ordering of the mind. Constantly then give yourself this retreat and renew yourself. And let your principles be brief and fundamental, which as soon as you recur to them, will be sufficient to cleanse the soul completely and to send you back free from all discontent with the things to which you return. This is one of the most famous passages in Meditations. People seek retreats. They want to escape to the countryside, to the beach, to the mountains. You too want this sometimes. You want peace and quiet away from everything. But Marcus says, this is ordinary thinking, because you don't need to go anywhere. You can retreat into yourself at any moment. Nowhere can you find more peace, more freedom from trouble than in your own soul. Especially if you've cultivated the right thoughts, the right principles, look into those and you find instant tranquility. And what is tranquility? Nothing but a well-ordered mind. So give yourself this retreat constantly. Go inward. Renew yourself with fundamental principles. Brief, simple truths that cleanse your soul and send you back to the world free from discontent. This is revolutionary. You don't need a vacation to find peace. You don't need perfect circumstances. You need a well-trained mind. The retreat is always available. It's inside you. Your thoughts, your principles, your perspective. Change those, and you change everything. What are these fundamental principles Marcus talks about? Things like, you control only your mind. External things are neutral. Other people act from ignorance. Death is natural. The universe is rational. Or if it's not, worrying won't help. Simple truths. But if you really absorb them, really believe them, they bring instant peace. Practice this retreat. Several times a day, stop. Go inward. Remember your principles. Order your mind, then return to the world refreshed. You don't need to escape life. You need to find peace within it. Section 4. For what are you grieved about? For the wickedness of men? Recall to your mind this conclusion, that rational animals exist for one another, and that to endure is a part of justice, and that men do wrong involuntarily. Consider how many already, after mutual enmity, suspicion, hatred, and fighting have been stretched out dead and reduced to ashes, and finally desist. But perhaps you are dissatisfied with that which is assigned to you out of the universe? Recall to mind the alternative, either providence or atoms, and the many arguments by which it has been proved that the world is like a city. But perhaps bodily things will affect you? Consider that the mind, when once it has abstracted itself and discovered its own power, has no concern with the movements of the breath, and remember all that you have heard and assented to about pain and pleasure, but perhaps desire for reputation will torment you? See how soon everything is forgotten, and look at the chaos of infinite time on each side of the present, and the emptiness of applause, and the changeableness and lack of judgment in those who pretend to give praise, and the narrowness of its bounds. For the whole earth is but a point, and how small a corner of this is the place of your dwelling, and how few are there in it, and what kind of people are they who will praise you? What are you upset about? Let's go through the possibilities. Are you upset about other people's bad behavior? Remember, people are made to cooperate. Enduring their faults is part of justice. They do wrong out of ignorance, not malice. And think about all the people throughout history who fought and hated each other. They're all dead now, turned to dust. Their conflicts meant nothing. Don't waste energy being upset about what people do. Are you upset about your circumstances, about what life has dealt you? Remember the choice. Either there's a divine plan, providence guiding everything, in which case, trust it. Or it's all random atoms, in which case nothing matters anyway, so why be upset? Are you upset about physical discomfort, about pain? Remember that your mind can separate itself from the body. Once your mind discovers its own power, it doesn't have to be controlled by physical sensations. You know that pain and intent, pleasure are judgments, not inherent goods or evils. Are you upset because you want fame, recognition, a good reputation? Look at how quickly everything is forgotten. Consider the infinite expanse of time before and after you. Your moment of existence is nothing. The applause of others is empty. The people whose praise you seek are themselves inconsistent and irrational. And even if they praise you, it's only in a tiny corner of a tiny planet in a vast universe. How much can that really matter? Marcus is systematically dismantling every reason for being upset. Whatever bothers you, there's a perspective that neutralizes it. Bad people? They're ignorant and will die soon anyway. Bad circumstances? Trust providence or accept randomness. Physical pain? Your mind is separate. Desire for fame? It's meaningless in the grand scheme. This isn't about ignoring problems. It's about maintaining perspective so you can address problems without being destroyed by them. Section 5. This then remains. Remember to retire into this little territory of your own, and above all, do not distract yourself or strain yourself, but be free and look at things as a man, as a human being, as a citizen, as a mortal. But among the things ready to your hand to which you shall turn, let there be these, which are two. One is that things do not touch the soul, for they are external and remain unmoved, but disturbances come only from the opinion within. The other is that all these things which you see change immediately and will no longer be, and constantly bear in mind how many of these changes you have already witnessed. The universe is transformation. Life is opinion. Go to your inner territory. Don't distract yourself. Don't strain. Be free. Look at things clearly, as a human being, as a citizen, as someone who will die. Keep two principles ready. First, external things don't touch your soul. They're outside you. They don't move you. Only your opinions about them disturb you. The event itself is neutral. Your judgment creates the disturbance. Second, everything you see is changing right now. It will soon be gone. You've already witnessed countless changes. Everything transforms. The universe is constant transformation. And life, your experience of life, is just opinion. It's how you interpret what happens. These two principles are incredibly powerful. Things don't harm you. Your judgments harm you. Change your judgments, end your suffering. Everything is temporary. Everything passes. Don't cling. Don't resist. just watch the flow. If you really internalize these, what can upset you? An event happens. You recognize it can't actually harm your soul. You recognize it will pass. You choose a helpful judgment about it. You remain at peace. This is mastery. This is freedom. Section 6. If our intellectual part is common, the reason also, in respect of which we are rational beings, is common. If this is so, common also is the reason which commands us what to do and what not to do. If this is so, there is a common law also. If this is so, we are fellow citizens. If this is so, we are members of some political community. If this is so, the world is in a manner a city. For of what other common political community will anyone say that the whole human race are members? And from there, from this common city, comes also our very intellectual faculty and reasoning faculty and our capacity for law. Or from where do they come? For as my earthly part is a portion given to me from certain earth, and that which is watery from another element, and that which is hot and fiery from some peculiar source, for nothing comes out of nothing, any more than anything disappears into non-existence, so also the intellectual part comes from some source. We all share the same rational nature, the same reason, the same capacity for logic and understanding. If we share reason, then we share the rational principles that tell us what to do and what not to do. We share a common standard of right and wrong. If we share that, we share a common law. Not human-made law, but natural law, the law of reason. If we share a common law, we're fellow citizens, not just of our countries, but of the universe. If we're fellow citizens, we're members of a political community. And if that's true, the whole world is like a single city. A cosmic city. From this universal city comes our very ability to think, to reason, to understand law. Where else could it come from? Just as our bodies are made of earth, water, fire, and air, borrowed from the elements and returning to them, our minds come from a common source, a universal intelligence, a cosmic reason. This is the Stoic view of cosmopolitanism. We're all citizens of the world, all connected, all part of one rational system. This means every human being is your compatriot, your kin, part of your community. The person across the world you've never met, still your fellow citizen in the cosmic city. This should change how you treat people, how you think about conflicts, how you view yourself in relation to humanity. You're not separate. You're not isolated. You're part of a whole. Act like it. Section 7. Death is such as generation is, a mystery of nature, a composition out of the same elements, and a decomposition into the same, and altogether not a thing of which any man should be ashamed, for it is not contrary to the nature of a reasonable animal, and not contrary to the reason of our constitution. Death is natural. It's part of the same process as birth. Things come together to form you. Things separate when you die. Same elements, same process. Just the other side of the same cycle. There's nothing shameful about it. It's not contrary to reason. It's not against your nature. It's part of your nature. So why fear it? Why be ashamed of it? Why resist what's inevitable and natural? Marcus returns to this theme constantly because it's fundamental. If you make peace with death, you're free. If you're terrified of death, you're a slave. Death is coming. For you, for everyone you love, for everyone who's ever lived. It's the most certain thing there is. Accept it. Not with resignation, but with understanding. It's natural. It's part of the design. It's transformation, not annihilation. Once you truly accept this, you can live fully, because you're not spending energy trying to avoid the unavoidable. You're not in denial. You're awake. Section 8. It is natural that these things should be done by such persons. He who wishes them not to be so, wishes the fig tree not to bear juice. At all events, remember this, that within a very short time both you and he will be dead, and soon not even your names will be left behind. When people behave badly, it's natural for people like them to behave that way. Wishing they wouldn't is like wishing a fig tree wouldn't produce sap. It's what they do. It's their nature, at their current level of development. And remember, very soon, both you and they will be dead. Soon after that, even your names will be forgotten. So is it worth being upset? Is it worth holding grudges? Is it worth the anger and stress? They're acting according to their nature. You can try to educate them, to help them become better. But if they don't change, accept it. That's who they are right now. And in the cosmic timeline, this moment is nothing. You'll both be gone soon. The conflict will mean nothing. This perspective doesn't excuse bad behavior. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try to improve things. It just means keep perspective. Don't let temporary conflicts consume you. Don't ruin your peace over people who are just being themselves. Section 9. Take away your opinion, and then there is taken away the complaint, I have been harmed. Take away the complaint, I have been harmed, and the harm is taken away. This is elegantly simple. You feel harmed. Why? Because you have the opinion that something bad happened to you. Remove that opinion, and the complaint disappears. Remove the complaint, and the harm disappears. The event happened. That's a fact. But whether it harmed you, that's an opinion. Someone insults you. Fact. But are you harmed? Only if you judge that their words have power over you. If you judge them as just air moving, just sounds from an ignorant person, where's the harm? You lose money. Fact. But are you harmed? Only if you judge that money was essential to your well-being. If you judge it as just external, neutral, temporary, where's the harm? This is the core Stoic technique. Between the event and your suffering is your judgment. Change the judgment, eliminate the suffering. This takes practice. Your automatic judgments are deeply ingrained. But with practice, you can learn to pause, examine your judgments, and choose better ones. Event, judgment, response. You control the middle step. Master that and you control your experience of life. Section 10. That which does not make a man worse than he was, also does not make his life worse, nor does it harm him either from without or from within. If something doesn't make you less virtuous, it hasn't actually harmed you. Did losing money make you less honest? No. Then you're not harmed. Did that insult make you less courageous? No. Then you're not harmed. Did that setback make you less just? No. Then you're not harmed. Real harm is damage to your character. Becoming worse. Becoming more selfish, more cowardly, more dishonest, more cruel. External losses aren't real harm. They're just changes in circumstances. This radically redefines what we should fear. Most people fear losing things, losing status, losing comfort. Stoics fear losing virtue. Guard your character. That's the only thing that can truly be harmed. And that can only be harmed by yourself, by your own choices. Everything else, it's just circumstances. It's neutral. It can't touch what really matters. Section 11. It was the nature of the thing required that this should be done. He then who is annoyed at what is done should not be annoyed, for it was the nature of things. If something happened, it was in the nature of things for it to happen. Given all the causes and conditions, it had to happen that way. So being annoyed is irrational. You're being annoyed that reality is reality, that nature followed its course. This doesn't mean you can't work to change things in the future, but it means don't waste energy being upset that the past happened the way it did. It had to, given everything that led up to it. This is acceptance, not passive resignation, but understanding. The past is fixed. It couldn't have been otherwise, given all the causes. So accept it fully, and then decide what to do next. Fighting with reality is insane. Reality always wins. Work with reality instead. Section 12. Either the world is a confused mass and a mutual mixture and dispersion, or it is unity and order and providence. If the former, why do I wish to tarry in such a fortuitous combination and disorder? And why do I care about anything else than how I shall at last become earth? And why am I disturbed? For the dispersion of elements will happen anyway, whatever I do. But if the other is true, I venerate, I stand firm, and I trust in him who governs. Two possibilities, chaos or order. If the universe is just random chaos, atoms bouncing around meaninglessly, why do you care about anything? Why worry? You'll die. You'll become earth again. Nothing matters. The atoms will disperse no matter what you do. But if there's order, if there's providence, if there's a rational structure to things, then honor it. Stand firm, trust the intelligence that governs everything. Either way, you find peace. Either nothing matters, so stop worrying, or everything has meaning, so trust the plan. This is Marcus's way of dealing with the fundamental uncertainty of existence. We don't know for sure if there's a cosmic purpose, but either answer leads to the same practical conclusion. Accept what happens and do your best. If it's chaos, nothing you do matters anyway, so you might as well be virtuous. If it's order, then what happens is supposed to happen, so you should be virtuous to align with that order. Either way, be virtuous, accept what comes, don't worry. Section 13. When you are offended at any man's fault, immediately turn to yourself and reflect in what similar manner you yourself go wrong. For example, in thinking that money is a good thing, or pleasure, or a bit of reputation and the like. For by attending to this, you will quickly forget your anger, especially if you add this reflection also, that the man is compelled to act as he does. For what else could he do? Or, if you are able, take away from him the compulsion. When someone's fault angers you, immediately look at yourself. How do you do something similar? They're greedy for money? Don't you also sometimes value money too much? They seek pleasure? Don't you also sometimes choose comfort over virtue? They want fame? Don't you also care what others think? When you see your own similar faults, your anger at them dissolves. You understand. You're not so different. And add this thought: they're compelled to act that way by their ignorance, their training, their circumstances. What else could they do, being who they are? If you can, help remove that compulsion, educate them, help them see better. But if you can't, accept that they're doing what they must, given who they are. This practice transforms anger into compassion. You see yourself in others. You see that everyone is struggling, everyone is imperfect, everyone is doing their best with what they know. How can you stay angry when you see that? Section 14. How quickly all things disappear, in the universe the bodies themselves, and in time the remembrance of them. What is the nature of all sensible things, and particularly those which attract with the bait of pleasure, or terrify by pain, or are proudly shouted about in fame? How worthless, contemptible, sordid, perishable, and dead they are. This is the part of the intellectual faculty to observe. Everything disappears quickly. Physical things dissolve, memories fade. Soon nothing remains. Look at all the things you can sense, all the things that seem so important, the things that promise pleasure, the things that threaten pain, the things that bring fame. Look closely at their nature. They're worthless, temporary, already decaying, already dead. This isn't pessimism, it's seeing clearly. When you see the true nature of external things, they lose their power over you. That thing you desperately want, it's already dying. That thing you fear losing, it was never permanent. That achievement you're so proud of, it will be forgotten. Does this mean nothing matters? No. It means focus on what does matter. Character, virtue, how you treat people, the quality of your mind. Those things aren't temporary in the same way. They're eternal in their value, even if your specific expression of them is brief. See external things clearly, and you become free of attachment and fear. Section 15. To observe what the souls of the wicked are, and to consider what kind of things they avoid, and what kind of things they pursue. And to consider that as weeds and such things grow over and hide the good plants, so do the bad activities of wicked men conceal and obscure what is naturally excellent in them. Look at people who live badly, see what they run from and what they chase. They avoid difficulty, responsibility, honesty. They chase pleasure, status, easy satisfaction. And understand, their bad behavior grows over their natural goodness like weeds covering good plants. Underneath, they have the same capacity for virtue that you do, but it's buried under layers of bad habits and false beliefs. This should inspire compassion, not contempt. They're not fundamentally different from you, they've just let the weeds grow. And check yourself, what weeds are growing in your own garden? What bad habits are covering your natural excellence? We all have the seeds of virtue within us. The question is whether we cultivate them or let them be choked out by laziness, fear, desire for comfort, and false values. Tend your garden, pull the weeds, let your natural goodness grow. 1616. Constantly reflect on how all things that now exist have previously existed in other forms, and consider that they will be the same again. Think of the dramas and similar scenes you have seen, identical in form though with different actors. The whole universe is full of similar instances. Everything that exists now has existed before in different forms, and will exist again. The same dramas play out over and over, the same human situations, the same conflicts, the same joys and sorrows, just with different people playing the roles. History repeats. Human nature doesn't change. The details vary, but the patterns remain. This should give you perspective. Whatever you're experiencing, millions have experienced before. Whatever seems unique to your situation, it's actually universal. This can be comforting or humbling, depending on what you need. Comforting because you're not alone. Your struggles are shared. Humbling because nothing you're doing is as special or unprecedented as you might think. The universe is full of repetition. See the patterns. Recognize you're part of an eternal cycle. This too has happened before. This too will happen again. So don't take your moment too seriously. Play your part well, but remember, it's just one performance in an infinite series. Section 17. Everything is only for a day, both that which remembers and that which is remembered. Both you, the one remembering, and the things you remember exist only for a day, a brief moment in cosmic time. You're temporary. Your memories are temporary. The things you remember are temporary. So why hold on so tightly? Why cling to the past? Why ruminate on old grievances? Why pride yourself on past achievements? It's all fleeting. You, your memories, the events themselves, all just passing moments. This isn't nihilism, it's liberation. When you see how temporary everything is, you can let go. You can be present. You can focus on now, because that's all there ever really is. The past is gone. The future hasn't come. Now is all you have. And now is enough. Section 18. Constantly observe all things coming into being through change, and accustom yourself to the thought that the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change the things that exist and to make new things like them. For everything that exists is in a manner the seed of that which will be. But you think that seeds are only those that are cast into the earth or into the womb. But this is very unphilosophical thinking. The universe loves change. It's constantly transforming things, breaking them down, building them up, making new forms from old matter. Everything that exists is a seed for something else. Not just literal seeds that grow plants, but everything. Your body is a seed for the earth. Your ideas are seeds for future thoughts. Every ending is a beginning. Most people think of seeds narrowly. But if you think philosophically, you see that everything is in constant transformation. Nothing is static, nothing is permanent. The universe isn't trying to preserve things as they are. It's trying to keep the cycle going. Death enables new life. Endings enable new beginnings. Destruction enables new creation. Don't resist this. You're part of the flow. Let yourself transform. Let go of what was. Embrace what's becoming. The universe loves change. Learn to love it too. Section 19. Soon you will have forgotten all things, and soon all things will have forgotten you. You'll forget everything. Everyone will forget you. Your memories will fade. Your name will be forgotten. Your achievements will mean nothing. Your embarrassments will be erased. Your worries will be irrelevant. Complete oblivion is coming, for you and for everyone. This could be depressing, or it could be freeing. It depends on your perspective. If your whole identity is based on being remembered, on leaving a legacy, on what people think of you, this is terrifying. But if you understand that virtue is its own reward, that living well is its own point, that the quality of your character matters regardless of whether anyone remembers, this is freeing. You don't have to worry about your reputation. You don't have to manage your image. You don't have to build monuments to yourself. You can just live. Just be good. Just do your duty. That's enough. The universe will forget you. But while you're here, you can be excellent. And that excellence doesn't need an audience or a legacy to have value. It has value now, in this moment, in how it affects the people around you and shapes your soul. That's enough. Conclusion. And so ends Book 4 of Meditations. Marcus has shown us that peace is always available. Not in external circumstances, but in the retreat of our own minds. He's reminded us that we share a common rational nature with all humanity, that we're citizens of a cosmic city, that external things can't truly harm us, that everything is temporary and changing. Most importantly, he's given us the key to freedom. Change your opinions, change your life. Between every event and your response is your judgment. Master that, and you master everything. Book 4 is about perspective, about zooming out to see how small our concerns are in the vast universe, about zooming in to see that peace is available right now, in this moment, if we order our minds correctly. You don't need perfect circumstances to be at peace. You don't need to escape to the mountains. You need a well-trained mind that can find tranquility anywhere. This is practical. Starting today, you can practice retreat into yourself. When things get chaotic, when people are difficult, when circumstances are hard, go inward. Remember your principles. Order your mind. Find your center. The peace you're looking for isn't out there. It's not in a different job, a different relationship, a different city. It's in how you think about where you are right now. Marcus was writing this in a war camp, surrounded by death and difficulty. If he could find peace there, you can find it wherever you are. The retreat is always available. The principles are always true. The choice is always yours. External things don't disturb you. Your opinions about them do. Change your opinions. Find your peace. Thank you for listening to Book 4 of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. In Book 5, we'll explore duty, cooperation, and our nature as social beings made for working together. If this resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe to continue the series, and leave a comment. What opinion can you change today to find more peace? Until next time, remember, retreat into yourself. Nowhere can you find more quiet or freedom than in your own well-ordered mind.